No business plan is complete without your financial analysis and projections. Using Growegy's financial analysis template to simplify this process will provide you with a professional and complete business plan that you can use just about anywhere. We do have several options for the financial analysis template. To find these, you'll log into your account at growegy.com. Once you're logged into your account, you can go ahead and navigate to the business plan section in the left-hand toolbar. And from there, you'll go ahead and click on the financial analysis tab at the very bottom. You do have two options here, the do-it-yourself spreadsheet template or the professional assistance. Doing it yourself, you just click request DIY template and it'll send that request off to our support desk. And then the support desk will respond to you as quickly as possible and they'll send you a copy of the template. The template itself has a few spots where you fill in your financial information, and then once you plug in your numbers, it automatically creates the projections and the analysis for you. If you do feel like you need a little bit more help, maybe you're not sure what to put into each of the boxes, you can come in here and schedule a consultation where we'll do it together with you. For the consultation, it is $30 for a 30-minute consultation. We'll still send you the copy of the financial analysis template, and then we'll pull that up together and make sure that those are filled in completely. When the support desk returns that email to you, it's going to come from support@growegy.com. It'll say business plan financial template in the subject line, and then the email itself will have some instructions and tips for you. We'll have a link to our tutorial as well. Down at the very bottom, it's going to have the actual template itself, and you can click into that to preview it and click the download button so you can download a copy that you can work from. Once you've downloaded your copy, I do recommend saving it. That way you can enable editing and save your changes as you go. Once you have it saved and you have your working copy open, from here you're only going to fill out the profit and loss input down here at the bottom and the balance sheet input. These are the only two pages where you're going to input anything. The page that says print, this page is going to auto-populate for you based off of the other inputs, and you'll see it's going to look much different from this once we've got it fully populated. We'll get started first on the profit loss input tab. Now at the very top, you can enter in your company name. The next section, it's going to ask for your dates. So this is going to be the starting date and the end date for the information that we're inputting. You do typically want at least a year's worth of data in here. So just keep in mind, you do want it to be a full year if possible. If not, then just for as long as the business has been active. The next section here is going to be all about your revenue. So revenue from main activity, other revenue that you might have if you have investments, and then of course dividends received. Now with these, you're going to fill in the first box. The next box is going to have a drop down. You can say increase by percent, increase by dollar amount, decrease by percent, or decrease by dollar amount, or remain the same. This is going to be your projection for the next 12 months moving forward. So you can do a specific dollar amount, or you can say it'll increase by a percentage. Maybe you know you're going to do 5% more, and you can put 5%. This is annually, so it's going to be for the next year. The next section is going to be for cost of sales. This is going to be the cost for your direct sales. Again, you're going to put the number in from the prior year, and then you're going to make a projection. So either increase, decrease, or remain the same. You can do by percent or a dollar amount there, and then you'll add in the value. The next part is going to be about the income tax charged for the period. So in here, you're just going to fill that out. It's pretty straightforward. This section will be for a future loan. If you plan to take out a loan over the next 12 months, you do want to input that information here. This is going to be for the term, so how many years it's going to take you to pay that loan back. The interest rate as well should be here. If you're not sure about the interest rate, I do recommend going and looking up the financial institution you plan to take the loan from. They do typically have their current rates listed. And then of course down here you can choose monthly installments. The first installment, when it's going to be due, you'll put that information as well. The last box down here is going to be for the percent of the profit you plan to distribute. So you can go ahead and enter that number as well. And then over to the right-hand side, this is going to be about your current expenses and the expenses that you plan to have over the next year. So maybe this year you didn't have anything for banking fees, but next year you'll have, let's say, $500 in banking fees. Same thing down here, you have consulting fees, legal fees, licenses and permits, business insurance, franchising, travel, depreciation, local taxes, and other expenses. The next section is going to be about your payroll costs, bonuses, increases, benefits, personal insurance, and recruitment. And then down here, we have your office expenses as well. So if you rent an office, if you have a phone bill or an electric bill, all of that can go into this section. Again, you want to make sure that you're planning for any inflation that you'll have over the next year. If you plan to grow your business and you're going to have higher expenses, you want to make sure that you're increasing that at the proper rate, whether that's a percent or a specific dollar amount. And again, you have those options with those drop down boxes to increase or decrease by a percent or a dollar amount, or to just keep it the same. The next section is going to be for auto expenses for the business only. You don't want to put your personal automotive expenses in here. These are for business purposes because they're the business expenses and projections. Again, you have those same options with that drop down box, and you do want to do a projection for the next year as well. And the last one is going to be about your marketing expenses. If you have expenses from your marketing, you can go ahead and enter those into here. And then you'll also add in your projection for what you think it'll cost you in the next year. For marketing, it can be things like a logo design, branding and identity, launching advertising, website and SMM, promo materials, listing fees, internet marketing, and any other marketing you have going on as well. When filling out your sections, if there's sections that don't apply, you can just leave those blank or input 0. And once you have everything fully populated, we can go ahead and click into balance sheet input. In the balance sheet input, the first section is going to be all about your assets. The first one is going to ask for your cash. You'll go ahead and put in a cash amount that you currently have. This section does not ask you for a future projection. The next section will be about your accounts receivable account. You're going to put the balance that you have in there and what you project it to be for the next year, whether that's to increase, decrease, or remain the same. The amount you have in inventory, you're going to assign a cash amount for that. And then, of course, you're going to do that same thing. You're going to hit the drop down, let us know if it's going to increase, decrease, or remain the same, and then your projection. This also goes over assets available for sale, prepaid expenses, short-term investments, and then it'll tally those up. The next one's going to be your long-term assets. The first one will be long-term investments, property, plant, and equipment, less accumulated depreciation. So this will be the amount that it depreciates. If you have a vehicle, that value does depreciate each year, so you want to go ahead and enter that amount in here. And then any intangible assets as well. And then we're going to go down to other assets, any deferred income tax or anything else that might fall into this category. Then we go down here to current liabilities. Here you'll enter in the accounts payable amount, and then of course remain the same, increase or decrease in your projection. Down here it's planned short-term loan. This is calculated based on your input, so you don't need to do anything for this one. Income taxes payable, deferred revenue, accrued expenses as well, and then that last one is also calculated based on the information you've already entered. Down here, it's going to be long-term liabilities. Again, you've got that calculated based on your input. The next one's going to be your deferred income tax and other long-term liabilities. And this last section is going to be about the owner's equity. The shared capital will go in this first spot, and then it can either remain the same, increase, or decrease, and you're going to put your projection. This next section is calculated based on your input. This is going to be retained earnings, and then the other equity as well. Once you've input all of your company's information into this section, then you're going to go ahead and move on to the print section. Now from here, you don't want to touch anything in here. There are formulas throughout it. It does have all of your information ported over, but we're going to go ahead and click File, and then we're going to click Print. Now once we get to the print screen, you want to make sure that you've selected Microsoft Print to PDF. Once you have that on there, I do recommend choosing Portrait for the orientation, And then we do want to add in scaling. Once you have the file saved, you'll go ahead and open up your file viewer where you have your PDF of your financial analysis. You'll see I also have my business plan itself saved here. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. That way I can combine the two documents together. Now that we have Adobe open, this is my PDF viewer. Once you have Adobe open, you can click Combine Files in the toolbar over here, or you can click on the menu and click Combine Files. From here, you're going to click Add Files. This is going to open up a file viewer for you where you can then find your business plan and your financial analysis. You want to click on both of them and click Open, and it'll have both of the files here for you. Now up at the top right, you'll see a blue button that says Combine. You can go ahead and click on that, and it'll combine the two PDFs for you. So if I scroll down past my business plan here, you're going to see we have our financial analysis already added in. Now all you have to do is save it and send it off, or print it and take it with you. Back within Growegy, we do have our help section here. If you do need help with your business plan, we have tutorials on those, and you can click the tutorial section here to take you straight to that area. We also have our support desk listed here. If you forget who you can reach out to, you can always reach out to support@growegy.com or your account manager for additional assistance. We do have one additional resource I'd like to share with you, and that's going to be under our marketplace over here on the left-hand side. Under Marketplace, we do have the option to schedule a free consultation to find the best funding options for you. We have several lending partners that we work with, and they all have different requirements and different types of funding that they offer. We'd love to meet with you. It is free to schedule that consultation. We'll go over your details and the minimum requirements and see if we can match you with a lender.